Designers who are working on very large area will often want to use the same symbol to indicate different plant species, and that's the opposite to our normal library system, where we are encouraging you via plants and standard or sized or names to choose a different symbol for each individual species that you're going to use. But on larger scale work, you don't want thousands of different symbols. So what we've given you is, under library, a set of broad scale systems. So a symbol to remove an existing tree, retain an existing tree, new large shrub, new small shrub, or new tree. So what I've done in this large scale landscape plan, it's a very large scale indeed, is I've got a series of those symbols running through here, and let's imagine I wanted to specify a different species through this zone here versus this zone, and yet use the same symbol. So it's attach a plant list in the usual way, and now we're going to label a group of symbols. So let's move down here and we'll find one of the aces. We'll choose Acer Negundo, and we're going to do multiple tagging. We're going to select this symbol, that's this one here, move on to, I'll zoom in a bit, move on to the next one, the next one, and the next one, and we'll change our species when we get to the corner. So at this point I'll hit the enter key, where we're going to put our labeling text. That might be a convenient point. Now we can indicate a height for that text just by clicking away from the end point of the label line, and the abbreviation for the species goes in. We'll just change it and unselect all. So the little labeling has counted the number of instances of that particular Acer in that zone. Now let's imagine that we wanted to change focus and use a different species. It's the same approach, broad scale planting, label a group of symbols, and we'll choose a different Acer species, Platanoides now, and we'll OK that. Again, do multiple and select this symbol, this one, and this one, and move to that point, hit the enter key, and our text goes in. The height will leave it the same as before, and unselect all. So now we've labelled those plants through there. Let's imagine that we wanted a single label rather than a strip like so. It's gCADPlus, broad scale, label a group of symbols. We'll, just for the sake of argument, pick a different Acer. We'll pick the Japanese maple, obviously be a smaller tree on the other side of the street, and we'll OK it. This time we'll go S for single and select the symbol, enter, label text will go here, same height, and we're done, unselect all. Now we could simply copy that label from there to there to there and finish. I think that looks a little ugly because you get a large number of pieces of text there, whereas this technique minimises the amount of text and does a count for you. So these are two different ways of using plant labelling system in much broader scale landscape work. Clearly the earlier system that's found under plant schedules and lists and has a more complex set of symbols and searching would not work well in this environment. So we call that broad scale plant labelling.